Hello, and welcome back to Nothing in the Crib. I know this is supposed to be like political satire, but it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to not deliver this angrily because normally I take batshit stuff and I turn it into satire. But when the shit you're receiving is satirical, I don't know. So I'm going to try to make this one light, but it is going to be lengthy because it's something that I get angry about, like usual. First and foremost, we really need to discuss, I'm going to talk about big food and big pharma because I don't really give a shit about engagements after I do podcasts or anything, obviously. I like to drop a bomb and then fuck off and let everybody fight amongst themselves. But when it comes to food and nutrition and somebody questions something or has pushback in a snarky way when you look like fucking Tweedledum and it's completely based on your misinformation about food shit, then I'm going to address it. So I want to understand when we started deciding that the medical system in this country deserves the benefit of the doubt for anything. Your own health, your food, your children. Because they're literal criminal enterprises with fines you can look up and all of their criminal charges and the big three. And we need to get out of the mindset that, not all symptoms are things you need to treat. Not all anxiety. In fact, I think most anxiety doesn't need to be treated medically. I understand that some does. But instead of looking at, oh, I'm anxious, anxiety is a symptom of something else. It's your inactivity. It's your body telling you that you're stockpiling energy. And the reason that your body gets anxious to move and deal with that and mitigate it is because having excess energy in your body is essentially what causes cancer and diabetes, shit like that, which I'm going to go way down the rabbit hole today with you on this shit. Depression too. Not everything needs to be treated, and they push all that shit in your head because, again, we're allowed to Big Pharma is allowed to advertise here when virtually nowhere else except fucking New Zealand. And it's way more regulated there, by the way, because they understand that it's batshit to let somebody shove fucking medication down your throat. But also, more importantly, there are people who can't feed their children right now. There are people who can't feed themselves. And people who can't keep a roof over their head. And they don't give a shit about, stuff like global warming. For somebody who can't feed their children, listening to someone else talk about how we need to save the penguins because of global warming, they don't give a flying fuck about the penguins. I hate to break it to you. People who are struggling in their day-to-day life in this country, ours, don't give a fuck about saving the penguins because they're trying to save their own goddamn self. So we just need to start working on shit at home. I love penguins. I will eat or wear just about any animal, but I really genuinely love penguins, and I don't give a flying fuck about them right now. And I'm doing pretty fucking good. And I just don't care because I have all these other things that I'm angsty about and taking issue with and trying to rant about every day. So fuck the penguins. I don't know how this is going to be received because normally I don't go right in on the COVID shit, but fuck it. So we were presented with a virus that was deadly to primarily metabolically unhealthy people, which we're not talking about that enough. And I'm going to explain how All of these things are all tied in. But our government had the opportunity to address this as what it was for, immunocompromised, metabolically unhealthy people. We'll talk about how those two things are tied also. But that also accounts for like 80% of our deaths in general are from shit like people being overweight and metabolically unhealthy things. We had the opportunity to loudly address that in a way that everybody would actually hear, and they did the opposite. They fucked it up like they fucking do everything. And there's a reason for it. They didn't just fuck it up. Everyone's like, oh, they made a mistake. No, the government does not make mistakes. If you see something and you're like, that's crazy, how could they do that? I'm going to explain to you exactly why the fuck they did it. This would have been a time when they should have been promoting, exercise, proper diet, genuine, real nutrition information, not big food nutrition bullshit. The importance of fucking vitamins, the importance of direct sunlight, how seed oils are literally causing you to have cancer and fucking your kids up too. We didn't talk about processed food. Nobody addressed all of the fucking effects of sugar. All of those things also, you can almost completely mitigate preventable fucking disease by doing the things I just listed. That's 80% of deaths. They could literally mitigate 80% of fucking deaths if they would be willing to not line their fucking greedy little piggy pockets. But normally I'd say that's not going to happen anytime soon. And that all completely depends on this next election, which is going to be a fucking shit show. Sorry, I'm so mucusy today. All of the top 3 pharma companies, Pfizer, the other 2 actually have more criminal liability charges, but all 3 of them have had criminal liability charges with full admissions of guilt, by the way, that you can look up, and billions of dollars paid out in fines for lying about drugs that ended up killing people, harming people irreparably, and for paying off doctors. Huge one there. Don't fucking forget that for later when some of the shit I say to you sounds crazy. Again, this is all public information. Most of this is actually easy to look up. They make a lot of stuff difficult. But that's what I'm here for you. So that I can do all the dirty work. By definition alone, these pharma companies are criminal enterprises, and I mean that literally. So stop acting surprised or in disbelief that a literal criminal enterprise fucking lied to you. They're willing to kill people. You think they're not going to fucking lie to you to protect billions of dollars? Bill Gates is a fucking swamp rat. You fucking ugly piece of shit. I already hated this motherfucker. But, firstly, the mosquito thing now? Do you know Collier County is like leading in where the mosquitoes who are carrying the illnesses are fucking... Do you know what kind of fucking psychopath you have to be to go, we need more mosquitoes? And obviously Bill Gates has never walked out into the fucking Everglades because someone would take advantage of that immediately, I fucking promise you. But we didn't need more. We didn't need more. In fact, I need you to just sit down and stop doing things for a while. Because I know everybody went batshit and they're like, oh, the mosquitoes are carrying vaccines. They're trying to vaccinate us with the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. Did I say mosquitoes? I'm sorry. But and again, this is the crazies ruin it for everybody. They are genetically engineering mosquitoes to be able to carry certain vaccines. Not this one. It's not the one that everybody's going to go all fucking crazy about. But they have successfully done that. So, of course, all it takes is one fucking backwater mutant monkey redneck asshole to be like, the mosquitoes are carrying the fucking vaccine. Shut up. There are mosquitoes out there doing that. But they're like, and again, I'm sure that's next. But can we take one fucking problem at a time, please? Christ. But anyway, this fucking troglodyte said in a recent interview that he was shocked. Literally, he said shocked at how fiercely, again, quote, patriots, what the fuck? You just people, fucking people, you asshole, fought back against mandates. Like, you crazy piece of shit. This also gives me hope, though, because I had a sneaking suspicion that all these people who are in these fucking bubbles, they really don't know what the actual temperature of the fucking room is right now. They genuinely, I don't think, understand how many people fucking hate them and everything they stand for. And him saying that kind of, I think I'm headed in the right direction. But that's great, because those are the best people to just fucking cut off at the knees. But this is, again, another thing. All these people want to pick and choose what they get fucking pissed about. If you're going to be pissed about all the money that we're fucking sending to Ukraine and all of the fucking shit that big oil does and all this other stuff, you need to get mad about everything. Because, like, for instance, big pharma gives 5 times the amount of money to the government that big oil does. Again, big pharma is just kind of chilling out there, untouched. They also provide 55% of major news media fucking clown show funding. So that's more than half. Whose interests are we supposed to believe you have at heart when more than half of your fucking money comes from a criminal enterprise? If you took that out and like applied it in any other system, then you'd be able to charge them too. But not these fucking people. But hopefully you're starting to understand why we're not allowed to even ask questions, though. Like, it's corrupt. It's corrupt. Stop telling everybody who says that shit that they're crazy. We're not crazy. You're just an uneducated fucking asshole. Okay? It's no longer our responsibility to walk you through this. I'm going to walk you guys through it because you're my family and I love you. I'm talking about all the people that I don't like. But the money they spend on advertising is, it's not to reach a market. That's not to reach a market. They don't fucking need it. It is to ensure control over what you're fucking seeing so they can make sure that they're at least planting that little seed in people's brains. Even if like 1 out of every 50 people sees a Pharma commercial and they're like, oh, that looks good. And then all those people go seek it out. Ka-ching. Like, come on, dude. It's so obvious. I don't understand it. I'm getting so frustrated. But, you know, and it is. It's not allowed anywhere else but New Zealand. And they're very fucking restrictive. They don't just let everything be run and controlled by these fucking assholes like we do. God damn it. We also have been, I don't know, it's part and parcel with this, though. We've been trained to not have common sense. It's because they gaslight you. It's everybody's worst ex. They just gaslight the fuck out of you. And they don't want you to have access to anything. They're never going to encourage you to do things that make you metabolically healthy because that is literally taking money out of their fucking pocket. You know, we had a pharmacy response to a health crisis that could have been metabolically fucking solved. And you all watched it fail. We all watched it fail fucking miserably in real time, literally fucking killing people. And they're still fucking doing it because look at autism, allergies, cancer, heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes. All this shit is still skyrocketing. And in response to this, the pharmaceuticals have also skyrocketed. And, you know, that doesn't make sense. If you are treating something with a pharmaceutical response and you're getting zero result, instead you're getting the opposite, everything is not changing at all, you know, a normal person would go, well, fuck, this isn't working. Back to the drawing board. Like, that's what a normal person's response would be. Because there is a solution, but it's not drugs. It's not something that they can charge for. So that's why they don't give a fuck if you fucking have it, because that ensures that you're not a lifelong cash cow, which is what they try to make you be right from the very get-go. So they're not going to offer you the normal, regular solutions that you yourself can do, because there's no money in that. And you see this like slow little trickling of people admitting to stuff quietly. And again, very old, very lovely, very abusive, and effective fucking technique. You slowly admit to the small lies. And it's in an attempt to like satiate people enough where they don't keep digging for shit. And again, the government's going to treat you like an idiot because that's what they think you are. And I know they think that because you're literally being poisoned a million different fucking ways. And they're just cruising on, treating it as if you don't know what the fuck's going on. And, 70% of the food we are provided with in this country, only this country, not allowed most other places, is altered or genetically modified and literally illegal in other parts of the world. Just, if you don't retain anything else from this, glyphosate. Start reading ingredients on shit, by the way, people. I used to be a victim of this, so I can't stress it enough. It's very hard work. Holy shit. You don't think it would be? It's fucking annoying. I would go off of just the nutrition label itself. And that's a good start. That's a better thing to do than doing nothing. But you have to get into the fucking ingredients. You have to. There's so much shit I had been eating my whole life. And I was like, fuck. Because it had awful shit in it. Glyphosate. Glyphosate is a fucking neurotoxin. I'm going to say this again. Glyphosate is a literal neurotoxin. Why is it allowed in our food? Why is it allowed in our food? 20% of kids have fatty liver disease. Never before have those numbers even been close. 40% of high school seniors qualify as having a mental health disorder. Again, skyrocketed. Our children are being ravaged, literally. We know it. We have all of the fucking information in front of us. And I'm sorry, but it's your responsibility as a parent to look at shit. And if the answers that you're being provided with don't add up, which I'm sorry, you have to be a deaf, dumb, and blind fucking pig at this point to think that anything they tell you adds up, then it is your responsibility to figure that shit out for your goddamn self. For the sake of your children and their fucking health and safety. And, Big Pharma and Big Food, they are not going to have this conversation with you. This is why everyone is censored. They can't have this conversation because all of the facts, all of the science, all of the evidence to back it up are right there. They're right there. So the only thing they can do is not allow the questions to even be asked, because that's the only way to prevent people from getting the fucking answers easily. Anyway, they're not going to give you the answers fucking easily. But again, keep in mind, there will only ever be one reason that you're not allowed to ask questions. Stop acting like a naive fucking idiot. They don't want you to hear the fucking answers. They literally depend on you being lazy. Their success depends on you not wanting to spend the time and energy to find this information and to go looking for answers, because it is there. It's just sometimes a lot of work to fucking find it. It is. I'm going to be honest with you. They do that purposefully to make it as difficult as possible so that you'll give up. You get frustrated. You stop looking. And, don't ever stop fucking looking. If you don't want to look, I'll keep fucking looking for you. I live off this shit now because I have such a huge injustice complex. And this gives me a very focused, healthy way to channel my fucking aggression. We've gone in the U.S. from, it started as 20 vaccines mandated, and it's now 71. And that was only over a 15-year time period. That doesn't make sense. The math ain't mathin'. Okay. It's a fucking fact that children are getting sicker. So explain it. Explain to me how in the same 15-year time span that you have more than tripled the amount of vaccines that children are somehow getting sicker. These vaccines function, and this is the vaccine manufacturing company's exact words, by the way, by irreparably altering your immune system, which is hilarious because of all the shit that this last one did. That was the one thing it didn't do. So this is coming from, again, a literal criminal enterprise. I'm not saying that for fucking dramatics, guys. Go look up the definition of criminal enterprise, then look up all three big pharma. Go through all of their very well documented past criminal charges and fines, and then tell me if I'm fucking wrong. And I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not anti-medicine. I'm not a fucking crazy person. There are good vaccines that work. There are good drugs out there that work. But to not do your own due diligence with everything that comes from a literal criminal enterprise by definition is batshit. And it's not even just batshit. It's fucking irresponsible is what it is, particularly when you are discussing children. As soon as you bring children into the mix, submitting to somebody telling you that you're fucking crazy and that they wouldn't lie to you, fuck you. Fuck you. If you are ever reprimanded by your doctor for asking questions, I highly suggest you leave. Go find a fucking other one. I implore you. Because that is somebody who is so far down into, and they set it up that way. The medical community is now set up that way, unfortunately, where the first thing they spout off to you when you walk in the goddamn door is, every patient is lazy. That's the basis these people are working off of. Add in all of the money these fuckers make directly from Big Pharma, and just find another one. I'm telling you. Never in the history of this fucking world has a side tried to prevent speech on societal issues in particular and not been the bad guy. That's never fucking happened. Fucking Anthony Fauci, who is a fucking monster, has literally said it's pointless for us to ask questions because we are too stupid to have a nuanced conversation about it. Again, every patient is stupid, every patient is lazy, and they say it out loud. They say it out loud because if you aren't lazy and stupid, you would do something about it, wouldn't you? But you have to. You would get mad. You would start pushing back. You would start saying publicly, like they like to do, what the fuck are you guys doing up there? What do you think you are fucking doing? What do you think you're doing to us? What the fuck do you think you're doing to our children? Because that shit's not going to fucking fly. And why? It's fucking money. It's always money and power. It's always going to be money and power when it comes to something that deep-rooted. What lengths would you go to protect billions and billions of dollars? When you have an industry that is completely dependent on making huge amounts of money from specifically long-term chronic illness and zero incentive for people to actually be healthy and not be sick, like what the fuck did you think was going to happen? We're witnessing what you would think would happen. We're currently witnessing what naturally happens when you inject money into profit into a fucking healthcare system. This doesn't end any other fucking way. That's why all this shit needs to be gutted. And going back to government-funded bullshit, please understand that like Alzheimer's. We just recently figured out that we were wrong about Alzheimer's forever. Alzheimer's is now called type 3 diabetes. They were real quiet with that fucking one, weren't they? I had to dig for that guy. Which they had to be, because, we're just recently being forced to admit that Alzheimer's research has been bullshit this whole time and a scam. And they were wrong about what caused it, more importantly. Because when you dig back into the reason for all that, it was money. And it was money from Big Food, because Big Food was trying to cover up the fact that Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes. And it's a preventable fucking disease, like all this other shit. And 30% of new diabetes cases are teenagers. Absolutely fucking unheard of ever before. Both type 2 and type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's, or the fuck you want to call it, are occurring in people at a younger age historically than ever fucking before right now. I'm going to explain why. Stay with me here. So, Alzheimer's is late stage diabetes. And, again, if you don't want to accept this, if you don't know what the fuck's going on, go look it up or go fuck yourself. But you should start practicing being responsible for yourself and for your children and start researching shit. At no point in time has Big Food or Big Pharma earned the right for you to give them the fucking benefit of the doubt. So stop it. Stop doing that. If you have normal metabolic health, so cholesterol, fasting glucose levels, blood pressure, you have virtually zero chance of getting Alzheimer's or diabetes, by the way, for the record. We are consuming more sugar now than ever, like 100 times more. It's not even fucking close in the numbers. When you consume sugar, not nutrient sugars, fucking processed sugar, it literally destroys your cell's ability to process glucose. That is the only thing it fucking does. So if you have, let's say, you take an overweight teen, which is super easy to find now because 50% of them are, which is fucking shameful of us, by the way. That kid is almost guaranteed to be a piggy bank for the rest of their goddamn life, because that teen is more likely than not going to turn into an overweight adult. So you're going to end up on statins. You're going to end up on Ozempic. You're going to end up on metformin. And you need to explain this to me. You need to explain it to me like I'm as dumb as Fauci fucking thinks I am. Explain to me how all of these drugs for these things have skyrocketed and none of the fucking numbers for any of these illnesses have gone down. You can't. Because they're all tied together. These companies have convinced you that ending up on certain drugs at a certain age is completely fucking normal. They treat it like it's almost like a rite of passage. Like, oh, you're getting to this age block, like, better look out for when you need fucking this X medication, Y medication. That's not normal. We have been so fucking brainwashed into thinking it's normal because we've been having to see it in fucking commercials our whole goddamn life. Your body is genetically and metabolically made to only process the amount and type of sugar that's in, like, fruit. Those sugars are bound to fiber, and the fiber is what your body uses to process it. That's why those sugars are okay. Again, that's why, oh, fruit's bad for you. Go fuck yourself. But you can eat this cereal. Go fuck yourself. Start getting it into your head that most of the shit that you've been told your whole life is fucking wrong. And it's wrong for very nefarious fucking reasons. And, like, seed oils, that was developed to be an industrial lubricant. I shouldn't even have to say anything besides that. But people will just guzzle fucking. Stop eating seed oils. You don't need to cut out oil. Olive oil. I eat a shit ton of olive oil. Olive oil and butter are fucking good for you. Just stop with the fucking seed oils. They're also carcinogenic. So, like, my family, butter and olive oil only. I am crazy. And they fight me on it, like, a little bit. But deep down, I know they know it's because I care. And that I'm a crazy psycho bitch all the time because I care. But one of my main issues with our government funded nutrition programs, how badly the government fucks those up and how irresponsibly, because food stamps, WIC, public school lunch programs. We'll start there. I also include, prison, like the prison food programs. We're going to lump those in there too. And I'll get to that in a minute. Food companies should not be allowed to lobby. Period. Fucking point blank. 10% of our government fucking food assistance programs goes to Coca-Cola. Look it up. It goes to fucking Coca-Cola, a company that sells literal diabetes cancer water in a fucking can, which is why Big Pharma and Big Food love fucking each other in the ass so much. Okay? It's just massively mutually fucking beneficial to both of them. The people who they get hooked on all this shit and they plug this shitty diet down your fucking throat ensures that you will end up on lifelong medication. Are you starting to fucking get it? The people that are dependent upon our government for food, should have the right to demand like safety and sanity in your fucking food options. That's so crazy to me. Nowhere else in the world can you buy the level of garbage and poison that you can with government programs as you can here in the US. It's totally fucking fucked. And, again, we're going to get to the fucking anger mongers. 85% of healthcare costs are for preventable conditions. 85% of healthcare costs are for preventable conditions. Please let that sink in. That means that 85% of the income for Big Pharma is preventable. That means if you prevented it by eating healthy and doing all of the shit they essentially tell you not to do, they would go fucking bankrupt. Do you see why they are so desperate to make sure that you are chronically ill? They will go broke. So again, what would you do to protect billions of fucking dollars? If you have a problem with our industrial military complex, again, I hate all this shit, everything. Stop saying, burn it down, fucking. No, we need these things, but they need to be gutted and re-regulated. So, industrial military complex. Please know this. Healthcare costs, specifically fucking diabetes management, which is incredibly fucking preventable, bankrupts our government 2 times what the military industrial complex does. It is costing our government 2 times the amount. It is bankrupting our government at 2 times the rate of the entire military industrial fucking complex. You are a lifelong piggy bank to these people. You are a lifelong fucking paycheck at the expense of your goddamn health. Stop behaving as though the government would not let them do that to you. The reason they do let them do that to you is the same reason for everything else. It's fucking money. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi has hundreds of millions of dollars, even though her salary is $400,000 a year, and her husband is an alcoholic who likes to fuck crazy homeless people? These are not 2 fucking physics professors here, okay? It's because she's lining her pockets, her greedy little pockets. They don't even cover their tracks well. It's disgraceful. It's also the same reason half of Congress, both sides, fuckers, if you look at that goddamn chart, half red, half blue. So fuck you. We're not getting into the fucking pitting against each other bullshit. It's all fucking rotten. Half the fucking Congress. $200,000 a year. Why are you a multimillionaire, asshole? Explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm fucking dumb and lazy. Please. We bid school lunch programs to the lowest fucking bidder. We bid prison programs to the even lower fucking bidder. And these are our children, though. Why are you feeding our fucking kids poison right out of the gate? Well, again, now you know why. It's because they're literally trying to give your kids fucking illnesses. Stop saying that sounds crazy. It's not crazy. It's really fucking happening. The only person who's crazy here is you as a parent who are doing nothing to fucking mitigate it. Anything that you fucking can. School lunch is fucked. You should not be feeding your kids white bread. You should not be feeding your kids fucking cereal. Make your kids eat fucking meat. Make your kids, they don't have to just eat red meat. Eat all kinds of fucking meat. Let your kids eat fucking fruit. Let your kids eat cheese. Give your kids fucking bacon, dude. Stop with the processed shit. Stop with the easy. Stop making it easy. We make it easy for them because they make it easy for us. It's hard fucking work. And if you don't think that your own fucking kids or your own goddamn self, your own fucking body and well-being is worth it to do the extra fucking work, well then fuck you. I'm not talking to you. You shouldn't even be watching this fucking podcast then or listening to it if that's the kind of mindset you have. You are on the wrong channel, fucker. But, and the prison one, people, they don't deserve fucking... Again, it's so easy to fucking dehumanize. This is how they make it easy. Dehumanize them, then, oh, it's just another thing the government gets to fucking away with. The people who are genuine pieces of shit who are in prison are identified by other prisoners as genuine pieces of shit. Those are the ones who are getting fucked up every day and living in their own special kind of hell within hell. So stop saying prisoners don't deserve fucking nutritional food. Shut the fuck up. You are part of the reason that we can't accomplish anything in this goddamn country because you're just a hateful fuck. I get it. Child molesters, rapists, people who are real pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck about what food you're eating because I know what you're going through in prison every day and you fucking deserve it. Good. Hope every day in your life is fucking miserable until you get fucking shanked in the goddamn showers. But for everybody else who's just a fucking human who made a mistake, these people are dependent upon their food from a government-funded source, and they're allowed to poison these people, and that's abusive. It's abusive that they do that to our children in public schools. It's abusive that they do that to fucking prisoners. I don't give a shit how you feel about it. Take the fucking emotions out of it. This is how they keep getting away with shit. They make you emotional about shit. They make you not want to just use fucking rationale. Stop letting these fuckers win. Eat dairy. Eat red meat. Stop putting on tons of... I'm not saying don't use sunscreen ever. There are sunscreens out there that are not carcinogenic. You just have to look. And they cost a little more. And you don't need to put it on all the time. Direct exposure to sunlight is not only fucking okay for you, it's vital for a lot of your body functions. There is shit that happens in your body that doesn't get triggered to activate until you get direct sunlight. That is a fucking fact. Stop doing this. Start reading shit. I don't understand. Because the longer you keep believing them, the longer they're going to fucking get away with this shit. And, processed food, wheat, grains. Stop letting your kids just eat this shit. Eat eggs. Eat fucking other kinds of protein. You can't do both, though. I'm going to tell you right fucking now. You can't keep eating the shit and then also start eating the healthy shit and think anything's going to change. Nothing in your body is going to change until you stop eating the shit that is legitimately putting your systems and your intestines and every cell in your body into fucking survival mode. I'm not exaggerating. That's what's happening. When you put shit in your body that's not supposed to be there, your body's not just processing it. It's literally fighting it off. Think about how much energy your body is expending doing that. Think about how much your immune system is probably not operating properly if you're doing these things. Start drinking fucking water. Start getting sunlight. Go for a little fucking walk. Stop letting them harm your fucking children. Start having a little fucking pride in yourself. If for no other fucking reason, have some pride in your own self to want to do something positive. And it's hard. Stop backing away from things that are difficult. I have such a fucking grievance with this shit because the moment you start embracing things that are difficult, no matter how slight, it's very rewarding mentally. And I don't just mean gratification wise. It literally changes how your brain starts to function and how it views conflict and problems. And if you have not ever, done something that's difficult, or you don't ever regularly force yourself to do it, then stop talking shit and being dismissive, because until you've experienced it, you're not going to fucking get it. Again, it's like the direct sunlight thing. That part of your fucking brain is not activated yet because you're not taking the time and effort to fucking do it. Give yourself a week. This would be my very, to me, practical challenge for people. 1 week of a diet free from sugar, wheat, processed shit, all seed oils, do high protein, do moderately high fat. Do as low carb as you can possibly handle for a week. Drink a half a gallon of water. Force yourself to fucking do it. Oh, that sounds too hard. It's supposed to be fucking hard. Force yourself to do this shit for 1 week. Make sure you do a little bit of physical activity at least. The more the better. Try to get decent sleep for 7 days. Force yourself to do that for 7 days. Because it's the combination of what's going to get activated in your brain after forcing yourself to do something difficult for 7 days and the actual physical effects that you're going to feel from doing it. And if after you complete that for 7 days, you don't feel any fucking different and you still have a grievance, come back. Come find me. We'll fucking talk about it. Or maybe something happens. But until you fucking try, you forfeit the right to chime in on this shit, frankly, as far as I'm fucking concerned. All right. This one was longer than usual. I've been rambling. So I think for my next one, I'm going to post food stuff. Like, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to show you guys the actual products. I'm going to show you guys what to look for in the labels to avoid, quick glance stuff that you can look out for macros to even, because you can tell, I'd go to the nutrition label first, because if something on there doesn't fit, then I know that, I don't even need to read the ingredients. If those fit, then I go to the ingredients. And there's a lot of shit out there. I'm dead inside, so I could literally eat, tuna out of a pouch and cheese sticks every day and be fine. But Jimmy's amazing at finding, good stuff. Really, we found some really good products that are legitimately delicious. We're both fucking chefs. We're not going to I'll eat trash shit because I'm fucking trash. But he's not going to. I'm always going to make sure that I have really good food for everybody else. I just abuse myself. Jesus, what kind of person do you think I am? So for my next one, I'll do that. And, try a week. Just fucking do it. Throw some vitamins in there. Go crazy. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time.